Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into the fascinating world of automatic de-icers. These ingenious systems play a crucial role in keeping our roads and runways safe during the winter months. And in this video we'll be exploring exactly how they work. We'll start by looking at the different types of de-icers available, from the traditional salt spreaders to the more sophisticated liquid de-icing systems. Then we'll delve into the science behind how these systems work, explaining how they lower the freezing point of water and prevent ice from forming. Next, we'll take a closer look at the components of an automatic de-icing system, including the sensors that detect the presence of ice, the controllers that activate the system, and the nozzles that spray the de-icing solution. We'll also discuss the different factors that can affect the performance of a de-icing system, such as the type of de-icer used, the ambient temperature, and the wind speed. Finally, we'll wrap up the video by discussing the benefits of using automatic de-icers, such as improved safety, reduced maintenance costs, and increased efficiency. So, if you're curious about how these amazing systems work, be sure to stick around for the rest of the video. Whether it's a cold winter's day, or it's wet outside and the front or rear windows are fogged up, a reliable defroster is essential to maintain visibility. A fully functional vehicle defroster is a valuable asset for your car, especially on cold winter days when you have frost or ice on your windshield. While older models only have defrosters on the windshield, many new models also have them on the rear window to improve driver visibility. A window defroster is a system that helps to remove frost, ice, and condensation from the windows of a vehicle. It works by blowing warm air onto the windows, which melts the frost or ice and evaporates the condensation. Most defrosters also have a fan that helps to circulate the air and speed up the defrosting process. There are two main types of window defrosters: electric and engine-powered. Electric defrosters use heating elements to generate heat, while engine-powered defrosters use the heat from the engine coolant. Electric defrosters are typically faster and more efficient than engine-powered defrosters, but they can also use more energy. Most modern cars have automatic defrosters that turn on automatically when the temperature outside is cold or when the windows are fogged up. The automatic defroster system typically uses a sensor to detect the temperature and humidity outside the car. When the sensor detects that the temperature is below a certain threshold or that the humidity is high, it sends a signal to the defroster system to turn on. The defroster system then turns on the heating elements or the engine coolant pump, depending on the type of defroster. The warm air is then blown onto the windows, melting the frost or ice and evaporating the condensation. The defroster system typically runs for a few minutes until the windows are clear. To use your car's defroster, simply turn on the defroster switch. The defroster switch is usually located on the dashboard or center console. You may also need to adjust the fan speed and the temperature of the air. If your car has a rear window defroster, you will need to turn on the rear defroster switch as well. Here are some additional tips for using your car's defroster. Turn on the defroster before you start driving. This will give the defroster time to warm up and clear the windows. Use the highest fan speed setting. This will help to circulate the air and speed up the defrosting process. Direct the air vents towards the windows. This will ensure that the warm air is blowing directly on the windows. Scrape off any thick ice or snow before turning on the defroster. This will help to speed up the defrosting process. Be patient. It may take a few minutes for the windows to clear completely. A window defroster is an essential safety feature for any car. By using your car's defroster properly, you can help to ensure that you have clear visibility while driving in cold or wet weather. Front and rear window defrosters work by using electrical resistance to heat up thin wires embedded in the glass. These wires are typically made of nichrome, a metal alloy that has a high resistance to electricity. When an electric current is passed through the wires, they heat up and transfer that heat to the surrounding glass. This heat melts any ice or frost that has accumulated on the glass, clearing your view. The front window defroster typically consists of a series of horizontal wires embedded in the windshield. The rear window defroster may have a similar design, or it may use a grid of wires that covers the entire rear window. Defrosters are typically activated by a switch on the dashboard. When the switch is turned on, it sends an electric current to the defroster wires. The wires then heat up and begin to melt the ice or frost. Most defrosters have multiple settings, allowing you to control the amount of heat that is produced. The higher the setting, the more heat will be produced, and the faster the ice or frost will melt. Defrosters are generally reliable, but they can sometimes experience problems. One common problem is a blown fuse. If the fuse blows, the defroster will not work. Another common problem is a broken wire. If a wire breaks, the defroster will not work in the area where the wire is broken. If you are having problems with your defroster, you should check the fuse in the wires. If the fuse is blown, you will need to replace it. If a wire is broken, you will need to have it repaired. In addition to the information above, here are some additional things to keep in mind about defrosters. Defrosters can take a few minutes to work, so be patient. Do not use a scraper or other sharp object on the glass while the defroster is on. This could damage the wires. If you are driving in cold weather, it is a good idea to turn on the defrosters before you start driving. This will help to prevent ice or frost from accumulating on the glass.